Hello everyone and welcome back to Poser's Full Movie Recaps. Our film begins with Maria Brennan getting ready for school. She is a 17-year-old timid girl, who live in a luxurious home with her father Dan and her mother Amy. Even with all the material things her family has, life is not so easy for Maria. Because of her silent nature, she often gets bullied by a guy named Mark, one of her schoolmates. Maria's only friend Lily is her total opposite, who is popular and a talented figure skater. Maria often hangs out with Lily and her boyfriend Sean but sometimes feels jealous of her friend. Dan and Amy worry about their daughter's shyness and unsuccessfully tries to encourage Maria to go to the upcoming school dance. Her father Dan is a plastic surgeon and not the stereotypical overprotective dad, whose only concern is Maria's physical appearance and how other people see her. When her mom insisted, Maria gets upset and leaves the table. Because of her aloofness and disinterest in boys and other activities, Maria actually thinks that she's a failure. She is aware that her parents are just concerned about her well-being, but Maria just can't change how she is. One night, while snooping in her parents' bedroom, she notices something sticking out of the corner of the mirror and finds a strange sonogram photo of a twin. Later, Maria can't seem to find some sleep, so she goes to the bathroom when suddenly, her reflection in the mirror stares back at her. As she saw it, Maria gets startled and fell. She then slowly gets up and wipes the steam from the mirror, revealing her reflection. To her shock, the reflection continued to move so she run away terrified. In the morning, Maria tries to tell her parents about the incident, but they just dismiss her claim as wild imagination. His dad is more concerned about how she looks without enough sleep and sends her back to her room to put on some makeup. At school, Mark trips Maria while walking along the hallway and some fellow students start laughing at her. This time, Sean helps her up and shoves Mark to stay away. Maria appreciates Sean's acts of kindness because no one else before stood up for her. After school, Maria takes a relaxing bath while remembering the events that happened that day with Sean. While immersed in water, Maria suddenly hears a sound of a crying baby, and the images of her own birth start flashing in her mind. She can't seem to shake off the strange feelings and finds it really hard to sleep. While contemplating all the odd occurrences in the past couple of days, Maria hears a whisper from her bathroom. She slowly walks to investigate and finds her own reflection in the mirror moving on her own. Initially, Maria is very scared, but soon works up the courage to speak to her. When she asks the reflection on who she is, she introduces herself as Airam. Airam seems to be the exact opposite of Maria, which is confident, charismatic, and dominant. As Maria gets more comfortable, the two continue talking about Maria's desire, which boosts her confidence a bit. Airam even offers to help Maria overcome her shyness and becomes more confident about herself. The next day, Maria announces to her parents that she changed her mind about the winter dance, and decides to attend. This makes her parents happy because finally, Maria is showing some initiative to socialize. At school, she expresses her desire to learn how to skate for the winter dance, which Lily and Sean happily tell her that they can teach her. Later, she goes to her dad's clinic to spend some time with him and sees him flirting and possibly having an affair with a pretty client. The date with his father is super awkward, and on the way back home, Dan asks her to go back to his clinic tomorrow for an early birthday present. She shares everything that happens to Airam, and Airam tells her that Dan is a bad person who only cares about himself. Maria denies this and tries to defend her dad. She tells her that Dan is planning to gift her a car, so she doesn't have to ride the school bus anymore. The next day, Maria is very disappointed when she learns that her father offers a cosmetic procedure instead of a car. He wants to fix her uneven ears and makes her nose more sophisticated, which emotionally wrecks the teenager. This time, she finally realizes that her dad hates her because she isn't perfect in his eyes. When she gets home, she immediately goes to her bathroom and starts sharing what happens to Airam. Airam gives her comfort and tells her that Amy is weak and acts like a doormat to Dan. When the two start sharing a laugh, the noise attracts Amy and asks who she is talking to. Her mother thought that Maria is taking narcotics, and starts searching her bathroom. Amy later shares her concern with Dan, but her husband completely brushes off the matter. Instead, he sends her to bed with sleeping pills and helps her relax by applying a beauty cream on her face. Before dozing off, Amy whispers that her nightmare is coming back, but he assures her that they'll go away like they always do. The next day, Lily starts teaching Maria to skate, but since it's her first time trying, she repeatedly falls to the ground. Instead of helping her up, Lily shows off her skating skill and rudely warns Maria to stay away from Sean. Heartbroken that her only friend starts to despise her, she finds comfort with Airam who fuels her pain by telling her that Lily isn't a good friend from the start. She also mentions some of the bad things that Lily has done to Maria and asserts herself as the only real friend to her. With this, Airam proposes a switch, so she can help her get revenge, which Maria accepts, due to the overwhelming pain she feels. As Maria is about to touch Airam's hands in the mirror, Amy knocks on her door reminding her that she will be late for the dance. Unfortunately, she feels overwhelmed as she enters the venue and decides to leave. Before she can walk away, Sean shows up and offers his hand for her to take. The two start dancing while Lily is enviously watching. Lily intentionally startles Maria, causing her to fall to the ground. Sean tries to assist her, but Lily prevents him from doing so. Mark the bully arrives and offers his hand to Maria, and thinking that he wants to help her, Maria takes his hand. But instead of helping her up, Mark drags her across the rink, deliberately humiliating her from the crowd. Everyone disregards her scream and pleas for help. Instead, they all laugh at her. With her most embarrassing experience with the dance, Maria quickly goes home and runs to her bathroom. She desperately asks Airam for help, and they finally complete the switch with a kiss. Once the transfer is complete, Maria is the one stuck in the mirror, while Airam is finally free to do what she pleases. Meanwhile, Amy is having a nightmare in her room, dreaming about the day she gave birth to Maria while screaming in pain. The next day, Airam posing as Maria confidently walks up to Mark after he starts taunting her. She grabs his crotch and licks his ear, before walking away and leaving him speechless. Soon after, Lily approaches and tries to make a sham apology about the prom. Even though Airam quickly sees through her fake concern, she accepts it and asks if Lily still wants to teach her to skate for self-improvement. Later, Airam visits Dan in his clinic and steals the number of her father's mistress. She then calls her house and arranges an appointment for her at 1 o'clock, while setting her mom to visit at the same time. Airam's plan works fluidly, and Amy encounters the said mistress at the clinic's elevator. When she realizes that Dan is cheating on her, she gets deeply heartbroken. Airam is also seen practicing alone on how to skate, and while everyone is having fun at the ice skating rink, Airam lures Mark into the washroom. Inside, she suddenly strikes him with a hockey stick on his knee, causing it to dislocate, making him fall and scream in agony. She then leaves him to suffer despite his pleading for help. Next is Lily. The two of them go to the frozen lake to practice skating. Surprisingly, Airam as Maria shows her newfound talent in skating, and Lily happily praise her for it. When Airam accidentally falls for mimicking Lily's skating moves, the other girl laughs at her. Feeling determined, Airam starts chasing Lily, which scares Lily and causes her to fall and hit her head hard on the pavement. The emotionless Airam watches her bleed and succumb to her injuries, before calling the authorities to inform them of Lily's accident. At home, the detective arrives to take her statement, but her mom makes some excuses to delay the interrogation. In the bathroom, the real Maria in the mirror confronts Airam about Lily's murder, but the girl just shrugs her off and tells her that Lily deserves it. Maria gets scared and pleads to switch with Airam, but Airam tells her that she's not finished yet. During Lily's funeral, the detective gives his condolences to Sean and sees Airam looking at him. When he looks again, Airam is gone, but Sean follows her and embraces her to give comfort to each other. Later at night, Airam sneaks out of her house to visit Sean. The two find solace in each other and start sharing stories about their lives. Airam starts telling her fantasy about being with Sean, while she touches him there. At first, Sean refuses Airam's advances, but soon he eventually gives in and makes love to her. On a date with her dad, Dan expresses his concern about Airam's well-being after Lily's passing, but the girl shows that she's unaffected by the incident. It is also revealed that Dan has been avoiding going home after his affair gets discovered by Amy. When Airam starts acting unladylike and eats loudly, Dan immediately tries to scold her to sit properly. Airam grudgingly obeys, but it only fuels her growing resentment toward Dan. Most of the time, Airam skips classes and convinces Sean to skip them with her. The two check into a motel to make love, and drives around town to enjoy the day. One time while together, Sean gets a call from his mom telling him that the police want to ask some questions. Sean quickly becomes worried and tries to leave, but Airam refuses and starts making advances to tempt Sean. This only makes Sean more suspicious and asks why she acts like she doesn't care and refuses to talk to the police. Sean pushes Airam and prepares to leave, but this angers the girl, and hits him with a bottle in the head. Sadly, her hit is too hard, causing Sean to pass away within a few minutes. With the sudden turn of events, Airam contemplates her actions and goes to the bathroom. She sees Maria's hysterical reflection in the mirror, and the two comfort each other. Back at home, Amy is having another nightmare, which shows that she gave birth to twins and one of them is deformed. Dan states that there is no point in letting the baby live, so he made a decision to euthanize her. The baby turns out to be Airam, the deceased twin sister of Maria. After Airam leaves the motel, she goes to Dan's clinic and pretends to be intoxicated, so Dan carries her inside. She put her down on the operating table and gets some water for her. To his surprise, she begins taking her clothes off, and when he demands to put her clothes back, she takes off the rest of her garments. She starts questioning Dan if she finds her beautiful, and he reluctantly answers that she is beautiful. She then asks if he will love her still if she isn't beautiful and has deformities, and he answers that he will love her unconditionally no matter what. Instead of being satisfied with his answer, an enraged Airam grabs the scalpel and slashes his dad. She watches him bleed, then asks somberly why he couldn't just love her in the past. A moment later, Airam goes to the bathroom and tries to call for Maria. But the other girl didn't show up or answer, so she just leaves for home. She goes straight to her mom and lies with her, while Amy puts her arm around Airam. The scene change showing a mirror version of Amy embracing both of her daughters, which indicates that Maria and Airam now live as the same person. Subscribe to watch more videos like this. You can also hit the notification bell and like the video to help the channel out. Thank you.